Perhaps this is becoming a common occurrence, since I just did a video on Steph Curry's 62-point game, and now Bradley Beal hit 60 last night, with 57 coming in the first 3 quarters alone. However, the massive output didn't get the Wizards the win. So let's analyze how Beal could amass so many points, but Joel Embiid could walk away with the win. The Sixers didn't do anything fancy to defend Beal all night, alternating Danny Green and Matisse Thybulle on him to get him straight up in man-to-man. It was curious that they didn't put Ben Simmons on him to mix it up, but let's look at a few things the Wizards ran to spring Beal open. They started out running him in an Iverson cut across right to left into an inside ball screen. Danny ices the ball screen, forcing Beal down to the help along the baseline. Not great pursuit allows Beal to get all the way to the other side of the lane for a wide open 12-footer. With Thybulle on him, they run the same play later in the game, and notice how Bryant remembered Beal wanted to go baseline, so turns this into a step-up screen. Beal had 26 points in 14 minutes at this point, which explains why Embiid jumps out at him, but Beal simply draws the contact and earns 2 free throws. They have another quick hitter with a pin down on the left side by Bryant. Embiid sinks and Green chases, and they're probably okay with Beal taking an 18-footer, but he nails it anyway. They run that same play again, and watch the path Green takes. It looks like he wanted to go underneath the screen, but ends up running smack dab into Bryant, something we'll see a lot of in this game. Beal adjusted his route so he'd be behind the line and get that extra point on the wide open shot. Allowing dribble penetration is always death to the defense, and I like how Thybulle breaks off from guarding Beal as the lowest defender to quickly help on the drive. That leaves Shake Milton guarding 2 guys in the weak side, and his job is to close to the first pass. Now, I've seen the drills where Harris, being closer to the corner, would X out on the pass, but that doesn't happen. Love the quick pass by Bertans, and Beal of all people is all by himself in the corner. We get a little bit of triangle high post action on the reversal. Watch Beal after UCLA cutting off of Avdia. While the ball screen is happening on the left side, Beal is getting the pin down on the right. Green makes a mistake by trying to cheat over the top. Look how much room Beal has on the catch. Plus, Green now has a terrible angle to close out. This one was interesting. Green wants to top lock Beal and take away the pin down from Thomas Bryant, but this only works if he's got support near the hoop in Embiid. But Neto's quick drive forces Embiid to stop the ball. Beal had a runway to the hoop when Green doesn't stay glued to him, and it's an easy inside hand layup. Another quick hitter off a handoff sees Bryant set a pin down the right side. Note, Danny Green is 2 steps late recognizing what is happening. He could have gotten more to the outside of Beal to chase. Instead, he runs right into the screen. The easy hop into a wide open shot gets Beal 3 more points and Green a seat on his backside. It's a wonder the Wizards didn't run this simple pistol action all night, as the handoff into ball screen again sees Green struggling mightily to recognize and then get around the screen properly. They know Embiid won't step up on this until the end of the game, and it's another practice shot for Beal. They tried to run it again early, but the spacing was a lot higher, so they go right back at Green with the step-up screen. You can see Danny does try to slalom step around the screen, but he's taking a poor angle, and it leads to Embiid getting cold dazzled by the crossover. Danny completely overruns the play, and you won't believe it, another wide open shot, this time from 13 feet. Green's nightmare continued to get worse for him. The back screen got Beal open, but Russ curiously doesn't throw him the ball. However, look at the position Green gets in here. This is defensive insanity, and the sweet one-handed backdoor pass from Russ gets Beal a layup. Of the 75 games where a player scored 60 or more points, those teams are 55-20, so it's not that uncommon for those teams to lose. Then let's examine what happened in this case. 2 words: Joel freaking Embiid. He was just too much for Thomas Bryant to handle. They use Simmons to cross screen for him, which is a good way to make him useful as Simmons won't space the floor, and that allows Joel to get the ball right near the block. I really dig the jump stop shot fake. He is allowed to use either foot as the pivot, and watch how he jumps off 1 foot on this up and under. Totally legal, as the rules state he's allowed to lift his pivot, the right foot, so long as it releases the ball as a shot or pass before it touches the ground again. The quick curl around Embiid by Seth Curry completely collapses the defense. 20 feet of space is too much of a runaway to give Air Embiid, and he takes out Beal in the process of earning the and one. But it just wasn't the inside pounding by Embiid. It was the exploits from behind the line that got the Sixers 82 first half points. I mean, we're talking 5-alarm scorcher here. They leveraged Embiid's threat down low and notice that Simmons isn't valuable spotting up in the weak side corner, so they have him cut along the baseline. What this does is take out an extra weak side defender in Beal when the double team comes. The skip pass sees Westbrook correctly rotate to the wing, but there's no way Beal would ever be able to recover with this type of spacing in the short corner. Seth hit 6 straight threes in the first half, and this one comes after Russ gets going too fast and travels when Simmons rotates to stop him. Now, he seems upset and starts walking to the bench. It looked like Ish Smith was checking in for him. For some reason, that doesn't happen, leaving Russ way out of position but also just jogging back. Simmons instantly takes advantage, which forces Bryant to have to pick up Green, but where the heck is Rui going? He's supposed to be guarding Simmons. Now they find Ben cutting hard to the hoop from out top. Avdia has to collapse to help the helper, and this ended up being good defense, forcing Curry to put the ball on the ground and then having a second defender closing out, but they'd already let him get into big head mode, and this was cash. Just to show you how hot Curry was and how the basketball gods seem to reward players when they get going like this, Embiid's shot is blocked by Avdia, but somehow the loose ball goes right to Green. Curry is open, but check how he hesitates on the way up, essentially adding a second mini dip. The arm doesn't even extend, he adds tons more arc, which makes it harder to control, and it just doesn't matter. It was clear the basketball gods were on the Sixers side in the first half, as Avdia again makes a great defensive play to deflect the handoff, and his save wasn't a bad choice, and the defense rotates perfectly on the first 2 passes. Rui is a step slow reacting to his closeout, and the key to contesting the 3 in the air is to be the second jumper. Seth gets the good look and just drops it down. Down the stretch, Green got some redemption, although this risky pass is a bit off target and Beal can't get a handle on it. And that leads right to more Embiid dominance in the post, as Bryant is distracted by Simmons enough to allow Joel way too low post position, compounding that with the foul plus the bucket. On this step-up screen, Embiid foolishly reaches in and allows Beal to snake back to the middle. I got no problem helping off of Russ to give him the open 3, but smart move to not settle, cutting hard to the hoop instead for the strong finish through Embiid. Here's where it got pretty crazy from both teams. The Sixers run that same Iverson cut the Wizards have, and Ish does a great job to cover it up. When the switch is forced, Embiid can't handle the little guy's pressure, and it leads to a potential game-tying fast break for the Wizards, right until the point where Russ slows down to make a move, and no one tells him Simmons is tracking him like a shark, and the ball is stolen right back. But the Sixers can't capitalize when Green doesn't take care of the ball when they had a wide-open shooter in the corner. Look at Ish lay himself out for that loose ball, and Russ gets another chance. Bertans tries a difficult step back, but the air ball goes right to Bryant for the putback and tie game. The last best chance for the Wizards came on this possession under 4 minutes left. It looks like they were going to run a double ball screen for Beal, but he got caught on the sideline, and though Bertans is open, the pass takes too long to get to him. When the open runner doesn't fall, the rebound comes right back to Bertans, and on the reset, Green completely falls asleep, leaving Beal all by himself cutting to the rim. However, Russ fires it off the backboard. Can you hear me shaking my head? The Sixers go to work with Simmons in the post, and this is his best self, allowing him to be a threat to the defense while utilizing his great vision and passing ability. But let's give props to the great cut by Embiid to get behind Bryant for the lob, finishing strong for another and one. On the handoff, Green just lets Beal go right to the basket with some matador defense, but perhaps he knew something we didn't, since Joel tracks him at the rim and just returns this one to sender. Sheesh. With plenty of time left, it felt like maybe this would be the chance the Wizards were looking for. Don't forget, anytime Danny Green takes more than one dribble, the Sixers' offense is in trouble, and Russ continues to prove that with the help and block shot. Here was the chance for Beal to get back on the board in a big way, but he can't get the open look to drop. When the Sixers run pistol action, it forces a switch with Bertans having to guard Embiid in the paint. He just gets muscled out of there and is forced to foul and give up 2 free throws. If you remember earlier, Simmons had helped off of Russ all the way to the strong side and got burned when Russ cut to the hoop. Same situation here, but Russ stays behind the arc and bricks up the 3. And the dagger came a bit early, as the Sixers only had 5 seconds to do something on the out-of-bounds play. Embiid just backs up on the strong side, realizes he's got almost 10 feet of space, and just splashes the long ball, ruining Bradley Beal's incredible 60-point performance and extending a truly awful start to the Wizards season, which has everyone on Bradley Beal trade watch. If you like this video, you're going to love my new YouTube membership. There are 3 tiers to choose from, all with tremendous bonus content, including private watch parties. Join me for the next time these two play, and you can come on the show as well. You in?